Hello, everybody. I'm Robert Aducci, and I'm here for Ulysses Spiel, and we're going to talk about the community content creation programs for uh, Torg Eternity and Aventuria. We've got two programs out there, and what these programs do, in case you've never heard of them, are allow fans to create content for our games, and you can put them up there as pay what you want, or you can put a price on there. We definitely encourage people to value their work. We give people a lot of resources to create those works as well. So let's kind of dig into it. So the Scriptorium Aventuris is the first one, and this one is for the Dark Eye. And using our assets and your own creativity, you can create any content and put it out there for fans to consume. So if you go to if you just search, sorry about that, my dog decided something in the background is interesting. But if you search Scriptorium Aventuris, you can find both the you can find it on DriveThruRPG, which is where all of these are held at, or you can find it on our website as well, ulysses-us.com. Sorry, 1 second, folks. All right. So if you go to DriveThruRPG and search for Scriptorium Aventuris, you'll get this this page here, and kind of has the content guidelines. So you'll definitely want to read those. Those kind of tell you what you can and cannot do with this content. And then there's some creator resources, which we will go over as well. Tells you how to use it, where that content, where one place you'll be able to see it. We have a website that's ulysses-ebooks.de, but you can also see them on DriveThru, which we'll show you that here in a minute. And then you can see everybody. So let's go check those out. This is what people have done so far. And there's a good amount of content here. So this is the main content page. It will show you like these are the hottest, newest titles. And then these are the hottest. So these are the sell the most. These ones are the newest. And then these are sorted by, I'm not sure what that's sorted by, but maybe how new they are, not sure. But you can sort it by however you want. So you want by price. You can see things that are pay what you want, which are great. If you're trying to get ideas for stuff, you can use these. If you are using, if you're playing the Dark Eye, I highly recommend the Optilith character generator. That was really helpful when I created my characters. And then you can also, right now, this is probably going to be this has everything, I would imagine. So you can go up here and you can change the language, because a lot of this is going to be in German. You can, if you're English, if you're listening to me right now, you are probably speaking English, so you can click English and it will filter all of them by language, which is nice. This one still is in a different language, so that one, I'll definitely report that so that someone can make sure they get the right language in there. But there's all of these, some of them are pay what you want. This is the bundle. So these are the things. Let's actually go over here real quick. So this was the introduction page. I might make a new one if we need to, but how to start creating content for the Scriptorium. So here's we highlight the layout building kit, and this kind of goes into details. So definitely check this out. I'll put it in the chat right now in case anybody is in here. Looks like we got a few people. And this actually walks you through really how to do it, how you're going to create your first content or first. This is once the content's already created, this is how you get it online. So first you got to create the content, but we'll go through that here in a second here. So a lot of great resources here. So let's go get it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create your content. Now, obviously, you can create your content in, in Word is usually what I use. You could use Google Docs. You could use, whatever you want to use to create that you would normally create text content in. Or you can also, you don't have to just put in text content. So I'm mostly a writer, so that's kind of what I think about. But a lot of people put in, put art up here. You can put maps up here. You can put whatever you want. I know there's a lot of really great art up here. The optical character generators up here. So there's a lot of content you can put up here. There's maps of cities. So, it's not just writing, even though that's kind of how I think about it, but because that's where my skill set lies. But it's all kinds of. Some people have even put like templates and things like that for making content even easier. So there's a lot of things that you can put up here, and again, you can put them at pay what you want. But I highly recommend that you value your work, and that people will value your work if you put a price on it, even if you're doing it for fun. It kind of helps the other people that are trying to do it for. To as a living, it helps them if you have a value on your price too. So it kind of helps raises everybody up a little bit. So let's kind of get into it. So if you you've got your content created, I'm again assuming that you that you're doing text content. So if you ever create something, if you ever want to buy something that's pay what you want, you come in here and it'll say like suggested price. So this is the layout building kit. I have not purchased this one yet, otherwise it would say I had. The suggested price on this is 0. So we want you guys to just take this and use the tools that are in here. So I'm just going to put 0. It also says, thank you for your interest. If you enjoy this title, you can come back and buy it to support the publisher. And I really like that they pop this up, not just for this content, but for any content that's pay what you want. If the creator is putting it at pay what you want, if it's for a limited time, or if it's just how they want it to be. Sometimes they put it up there because they're like, I don't know if this will turn out well or whatever. But if you give them some money, that's like suggesting to them that you really enjoy that content and that it's worth their while. So I would definitely suggest, if you like something, go back and give them a couple dollars or whatever. Sometimes there's a suggested price here. Do what you want, but I highly recommend you do that. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to checkout. I'm just going over this quickly because I wasn't sure what was going to pop up. If it has my information. No, it doesn't. Okay, so now we can download it. So here's the layout building kit. And it's just going to upload. This is probably not showing you because it's going to be in my computer. So hold on, I'm just downloading this real quick. And then it's going to... it's going to download it in a zip because this is a larger file. So it'll download in a zip, and then I will unzip it. And, we have this program. We also have the Infiniverse, which we'll kind of go over a little bit too. It's about the same thing, just a different location. All right, so let me go share this. One second here. I'm just trying to change the display. All right, and move that forward so you can see it a little bit. Oh yeah, it is the whole display. So it's kind of small. Let me just do window capture instead because that is not looking right. Window capture. All right. There you go. A little bit better. Still looking kind of small. So it pulls out. This is the zip file though. Let's see if I go like this, so I can make it a little bit bigger for you. There we go. So this is the zip file. It gives you the exterior images, interior, and kind of has a README first and a terms of use. So all of this stuff valuable to make sure you're familiar, because while we do want you to create content, we also want you to use them under the terms that we allow. So a lot of it is like for art and like the things you can and cannot do for with this art basically. But definitely check that out. And so then we've got the README first, which has the InDesign file, a PDF for it, gives you some fonts. So all of the stuff you can use in your content. Let's go back over here, and I can pull up the the PDF also. So I pulled up the README. So let me grab. Sorry, I'm looking for. The. Sorry, I'm looking for a window. I'm looking for my Acrobat. There we go. All right. Ta-da. All right. So that came out real big, huh? So this kind of has, says what you can and can't do, the rules, style guides, some legal guides, what setting you want to use. So, it says you may create content for Dare, the setting of the Dark Eye, including the continents of Aventuria, Miranor, Riesland, Tharan, and Utharia. Furthermore, you may create alternative worlds or history and content, including content that describes past or future events. This is a different kind of media that you can create. Illustration. So this is just a basic, like what you can and can't do. So again, just make sure you become familiar with that, and it's important. All right, so let's go look at the Explorer again. And so this is the exterior, and so it's gonna have these are InDesign files. So if you're not familiar with them, IND are InDesign files. And if InDesign is a professional level design program. So I'm not sure if other programs can open these kind of files to use. You might also be able to find Word documents that have some formatting for you. That's a little bit easier and a little bit more accessible. But if you have InDesign, go ahead and check this out, and it'll let you create content that looks really, really good. And even if you don't, you can come here into the PNGs folder, and you can see what we're giving you here. So let's look at those extra large ones. Of course, they're PNG, so they're not going to show up. But so basically, this is the logo for the Aventuria. Here's a map. This is the back cover. This is what the parchment pages look like. And so all of this content you could use, like you could pull it out and you could put it into Word if that's what you're using, or whatever you're using, any kind of images. You can also, one of the things I like to do with these kind of documents and files is you can use them for your games. So if you're playing virtual tabletop games, you want to use the logos or whatever, the backgrounds to make it look more like the books, you can do that. So you can grab this content for that too, which is cool. Let's see. So let's go back over here. So that was oops, I gotta go back from here. All right, there we go. So there is the exterior, and here's the interior. So it's got the same sort of stuff, fonts, links. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's a bunch more pictures. So they give you a lot of content. A lot of these PSDs, these are Photoshop files, and a lot of the original stuff, as you can see, is in German. But you can open these up, and again, you can use these for all of your content that you're going to create for Scriptorium. You can use this, so definitely check that out. They're great resources, and again, even if you're not using it, even if you don't end up making content, you can still use them for your virtual games or whatever. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Let's get back over to the Explorer or Chrome. So that was the layout building kit. There is also illustrations bundle. So let's go back here a few. And so you should see, if you scroll down here a little bit, customers that brought this also bought. So here's the illustrations bundle. And similarly, as a layout bundle, this has a bunch of illustrations, which again, I've already downloaded. And so you can use all of these illustrations in your home games. You can use them in your online games, and then you can repurpose them for this, for the Scriptorium to sell. So it's another way to make your content look official. Not that it's official, but look very similar to the books. There's also the 12 Gods bundle, which is what we had here, and this has images of the 12 gods. So all of this content is there for you guys to make stuff. So let's go look at some of that content that people are making. So we can go, let's see, where was that? Let's just come over here and click. So there is, I really like that people create maps. That's one of the things that I use as an adventure designer, and just as a player and game master, is to just to kind of see what other people are doing. So check these out. You can use these maps in your adventures also. So if you wanted to create something, actually I take that back. I think maps might be outside of the resources. So what you probably want to do is anytime someone creates something like this, look at their individual license, and if they say you can use them for content here, then you can. Otherwise, you might have to license it separately since you're making money off of it. I'm not sure how that works, but I know that a lot of the content that you create, other people can use. So if you create an NPC, somebody else could use it and use them in their adventures. So, but regardless, you can always use stuff that's here that is for your home games, and with the right licenses, you can use them in your other content. So this is 45 hand-drawn maps, which is awesome. And again, this is a pay what you want. 45 maps. I would definitely throw them a few bucks if you're going to use this. And then a lot of times you can see previews. This one didn't really have a preview. It's just the cover. Here's a full-size preview right here. And so this will take a few minutes. Yeah, it loads up the PDF. So this allows you to kind of look and see what's in this. So these are some nice overviewed maps. So if you think that this is what you want, which I think is really cool, I like that kind of isometric feel, you can grab this. Very cool. Some more maps by Ramona von Brasch. And so this is that adventure that I was saying is in a different language. Yeah, so we'll have to make sure that it gets put up as French, because I thought we limited it to English. So if you're out there if you're in the chat, have you purchased anything from either the Scriptorium or the Infiniverse Exchange? And what are let me know some content that you really like in these. So here's more maps. It looks like the same thing. Well, there's maps and more maps. Yeah, so she made 2 different ones. That's awesome. 12 Gods. This one's Ramona as well, I think. Yeah, so these are images of the 12 Gods by Ramona. Definitely cool stuff to show to your players. But beyond that, there are some INRA for beginners, some NPC portraits, again by Ramona, a GM screen inlay, which is nice, some jammed cards. What is that? Puzzles for city adventures. Jammed carts should be carts. Jammed carts is an adaptation of a popular type of traffic jam puzzle for the setting The Dark Eye. The task at hand is to remove the red cart out of the jam situation. This puzzle was created as a supplement task for the official adventure, the Thorwald Drum, but can also be used at any adventure that's set in a city. The file contains the print templates and an example puzzle. Oh, that's cool. So you can use that in your game. Let's see what else. One death in Gangor supplements. So this is another cool thing that people could make. So if you are running an adventure and there's content that you created to run in your game, you can also put it up here for other GMs to sell. And that you can help out your fellow GMs as they play different adventures. So it looks like this game supplement contains all kinds of useful documents to make adventure One Death in Grangor more fun and to make life easier for the game master. The document contains heavy spoilers for the adventure. So it looks like it gives a timeline, a directory, a dramatis personae, and a map. Then there's a bunch of handouts. So if you're playing this adventure, One Death in Grangor, you might want this. And again, this is on a suggested price, so it's not pay what you want. But I would definitely suggest you go ahead and throw them that $1.50 and help them out. So as you can see, not only there's sort of supplemental content here, but there's also there's some adventures in here. It looks like there's a novel here. That's awesome. So there's a novel. And then there's different kinds of documents that people use. People have alternate character sheets, all kinds of stuff. So here's a custom life counter for magic and life points. So if you like that sort of life counter aspect, the dial, you can use those, which is cool. Somebody made pawns. So these were some of the images that we gave out in the illustrations bundle, and someone went and made pawns for all of these. So you can print them out and have stand-up pawns, which is pretty cool. So there's just so much good content out here for you guys to use. And if you want to contribute, you feel free to make something and put it up here and see what the community likes. I've been trying to kind of find a new piece of content every now and again and share it on our social media. So if you find something that you really think is really valuable, also feel free to tweet at us, send us messages on Facebook and say, hey, this is a really cool thing that so-and-so made. And we'll shout it out. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff here. See, here's an adventure, The Cabinet Maker, a short adventure. Very short adventure in the world of the Dark Eye. Yeah. So I just saw some more templates down here. Oh, here's the template pack. This looks interesting. So this is done by a fan. This template pack has been available in the German Scriptorium since 2016. It was regularly updated, improved, and extended. I'm very proud to present this translated package in the latest version 1.4 for you in the English Scriptorium. The package includes Microsoft Word template and GIMP graphics to ease the creation of your own Scriptorium Aventuris content for all of you who don't own Adobe InDesign or Photoshop. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was talking about before. It also includes OpenOffice, which is not currently included in the EN template package. Also, the German language package. Okay, so it doesn't. So it's saying. I think it's saying it doesn't include OpenOffice. So again, pay what you want. So somebody went to a lot of work. They created this this content and they translated it. So I would definitely throw them the $2.25. Please help them out. Because this is great content that is probably going to help you or other creators create content, because this makes it real simple. So it's a Word document, and it probably already has the background and everything in there. So you just got to format it however you want, and then you can save it as PDF and export it, and you're done. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so that's about it for the Scriptorium. There's a rules generator. a dark aid, a character generator. So there's another character generator. Some more stuff in other languages, so we have to like make sure that that's filtered appropriately. There's a short story. So there's a little bit of fiction, so you can get your fiction needs. All right, so let's see, what else do I have here? That's the layout building kit. We already got that. The art illustrations, I already got that. There, 12 bundles. All right, so let's go to the Infiniverse Exchange. So this is similar to what we were just talking about. You can create your own Torg content. There's a lot of great content on here as well. Same kind of thing. You know, you can go to drive through and you could just go to Google and search Infiniverse Exchange, and this will pop up. And here's a bunch of content. And again, this kind of tells you, here's the kit, here's the layout kit, here's the illustrations bundle. And again, let's see, where is that? Here's the illustrations bundle. And these things are constantly updated as well. We just updated it for the cyber papacy. So you can get some cyber papacy art in it. I think it was in this one. Yeah, here you go. Oh no, this was still the, let's see. In the art kit, where did that go? The illustrations pack, maybe. There we go. So yeah, so there's cyber papacy stuff in there. There's Isle stuff, Living Land, and Nile. So if you want to create your content in any of the cosms that we've put out so far, you can grab art from them. And then just as I said before, there's the layout kit. And this will help you just as I said with the, InDesign. Let's see. Hopefully we'll find out if there's a more a word-friendly version. So let's see. There's no link right here, so let's just go up here. This is probably taking us to the link. Yep, same page we were just on. Actually want the content. There you go. So I know since there are, since you have since there's a lot of cards in Torg, there's a lot of cards on here, which is really cool. I feel like there's probably more content here for Torg than there is for the Aventuris currently. And we're going to start pushing all of this content to help you guys find it and to maybe help you start creating it. So maybe one of these days I'll go through a little bit more details on how to create this kind of content, how to get it uploaded. But these are the hottest titles. So in the recent probably a couple months, this is all sort of like what's kind of bubbled to the top is what people are buying. So the first thing is Feats of Power by David Chart. Zoom in a little bit. So Storm Knights are highly talented individuals, and those unique talents are recognized by perks. This product contains 26 new prowess perks usable by Storm Knights from any cosm, organized into 5 themes. Whether your Storm Knight is the center of attention, fearsome, an original thinker, a vulnerable fighter, or a walking encyclopedia, this supplement gives you perks you need. David Chart is an Origins and any award-winning RPG author. He was the line editor for Ars Magica for 14 years and has also written for the Chronicles of Darkness, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2nd Edition, and D&D. So probably some pretty good content. People are giving it 3 stars, although that was only one person. So that's another thing. If you buy this content and you like it, please go and rate it. If you go to DriveThruRPG, there's a whole section if you go to my account, of things you need to rate. So if you bought them, it's kind of under that. And even if you don't want to like give a full review, just at least give a rating of what you think the product's worth. So it's really helpful to people, because right now if you look at this and you said, oh, it's only got 1 rating and it's 3 stars, like that doesn't help really. We want 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 ratings in here so that people get a good idea of what people really think. And then if you do have time, throw a review in. There's no reviews for this, but if you have time, it helps. So let's zoom back out and kind of go back to see what else we can look at here. So this Pan Pacifica Tales of Intrigue. So one of the cool things you can do is, you're still waiting for us to put out Orash or Tharcold, and then Orash, and then Pan Pacifica. So there's still three cosms that we haven't really dealt with in depth. And so if what we do takes a while, because it's not just a book that's being written, it's all of the side content as well. But if you're running your adventures already, if you're running your Storm Knights through Pan Pacifica, you can take that content that you've created, probably make it a little bit more easy to digest for the reader, because I know as a game master, when I create content, it's usually just notes basically when I'm running it for my own game. But when you make content that is going to go on to be publicly consumed, it needs to be a little bit more polished, and what you have in your head needs to be put down in a way that other people could run it. And so if you want to do that, ahead of us, you want to put out some Pan Pacifica products like this, go for it. So this is an example of what you can do with the files that we gave. This one's pretty simple because it doesn't have any art here. But you definitely want to put the Infiniverse Exchange logo on your cover to make sure that people know that it is an Infiniverse Exchange product. But it says these 12 one-scene adventures are designed to capture the intricacies of Pan Pacifica. They can easily be inserted into an ongoing adventure set there, or a quick adventure of its own. So it gives you 12 quick adventures, which is awesome. Looks like he's done a bunch of these. These look like they're all his content. And if you find a content creator that you really like, so this is by David Dolph. If you like David Dolph stuff, you can click here, and it shows you everything that he's created. And so this will be for everything right now, because this is just his personal kind of page. But it includes, so like this is like some D&D stuff here that he created too. But you can find some favorite authors like that. So definitely check out David Dolph stuff. What else have we got in here? So we have the illustrations. I think, we already talked about this. You can get all the illustrations and the layout bundle, which is pretty much the same thing. Yeah, so let's just go through some more content. The Reality Choir. I think this one's an adventure. This is by David Teller. Try to zoom in a bit for you. It says, the reality war begun. Fight it behind enemy lines. 7 realities have invaded Earth. While soldiers and civilians are fighting, dying on the front lines, the only ones who can make a difference are Storm Knights. They are the ones who bring the fight to the enemy by crossing enemy lines, blowing up reality bomb factories, and rescuing hostages of invading corporations, by digging for secrets of the divine reality or smuggling much-needed weapons to the last holdouts of core Earth, by spreading hope and propaganda, and by fighting off the infiltrators of the enemy. They are the Storm Knights. They are the covert operatives. They are the Reality Choir. But which of the competing agencies of the Reality Choir do they work for? The US-centric Delphi Council, the cyber papacy-influenced European counterpart, Bureau de Tempest, or perhaps the Earth Defense Force of the Pan-Pacifica Alliance? Maybe they're not really secret agents, but rather volunteers of the grassroots Pan-Islamic Federation of Saladin, or perhaps they're in this for the money as mercenaries of the Shield of Atlas. Nice. This sounds really cool. This massive supplement is a complete source book for Core Earth's attempts to fight off the invasion. It contains everything you need to handle covert operations in your Torg Eternity campaign. So yeah, this sounds really cool. So this is $7.50. Again, it's pay what you want. I would again really encourage people to kind of value your work, and maybe you guys are doing just doing it for fun, and that's awesome. And so if you're just doing it for fun and so throwing it up and pay what you want, you just want people to see what you're doing, and that's valid too. So that's cool. So see, this one has 2 ratings and they're 4 stars, so that definitely helps a little bit. No reviews, little discussion, which is cool. So this person says, wow, an amazing amount and quality of work, you're definitely underselling yourself at pay what you want. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And he says, I come from open source, so I'm not used to charging people for work. So yeah, I mean, that there's definitely an element of like, hobbyist enthusiast in this. So if that's what you're into, go for it. But I really encourage people to value your work, and people will pay you. And even if it's not, even if it's not a lot, it's just to say, hey, thanks. And, it's up to you. So let's see what else we got. So far we've been running to, well, I mean, that one seemed pretty big. The Reality Choir seemed like it was a big product. The other ones seem a little bit smaller. And then we've got stuff like this. So Cosm Card Booster, Pan Pacifica. This one's $250 by Jay Rutley. Let's try to zoom in a bit for you. So it says an infinite amount of realities. It means there are always more possibilities for your Storm Knights to harness. Add 10 additional Cosm cards for the hyper-corporate realm of Pan Pacifica in Torg Eternity. New cards such as Black Book or its secondary objective force the Storm Knights to make hard choices as the law of intrigue offers them rewards for veering off mission. Meanwhile, Parkour and Speed Demon give hard-boiled heroes more options in combat. And for those who fail, the Law of Vengeance fuels cards such as Blood Vow and Unleashed Key. Also included are different playstyle suggestions on how to incorporate these Cosm cards into your campaign, as well as detailed descriptions and GM tips on how to adjudicate each card, including keeping a healthy cost of NPCs available for use with the Law of Intrigue. Individual cards are detailed in the PDFs with tips on using them, as well as compressed PNG files for printing or incorporating into virtual tabletop environments. Also included is an additional bonus sold out card, so you can have multiples in your deck. This pack includes 9 new cards and 1 reprinted sold out card for a total of 10 cards plus a card back. So, very cool. That seems super useful, especially if you're gonna jump into Pan Pacifica. Maybe you're just going in for an adventure or two, but you want to have something that's different from what people have seen so far. So that's and even if you come and you get some of this content and you don't use it, it's relatively low price, and so you can always use it in your games somehow, even if you're not using this specific thing. It'll give you ideas. So I'm a huge fan of just kind of browsing. So here's some more. This looks like maybe an adventure. Some more booster packs. And so you can see, if you're looking at these, just at these heroes, there's a lot of times people use the content or the images that we've given them, and sometimes they kind of use their own, as you can see here. So you can do what you want, whatever you think looks best for your own content. So there's the deluxe character sheets. This is cool. So this is by Talon Dunning. He's one of the he's an artist that we've used for a lot of Torg stuff. Does a lot of good stuff, and this deluxe character sheet is amazing. So I definitely recommend you grab this. Here's 12 Perils of the Living Land, 8 Million Gods, and a Dinos in Core Earth. So there's a lot of great content here. Children of the Storm is a novella, which is cool. I think I'm gonna check that out. Akasha, which is a kind of secondary Cosm. So as you can see, there's just so much content. There's a lot of cards, a lot of boosters, which is, I think that's cool that the community has really embraced that aspect of Torg. And then there's adventures and whatnot. So definitely, go check that out. And if you want to create content, but you kind of not sure what to do, again, go grab a couple of these things that look interesting to you, and then sort of base your content on those. You can see how people are doing their layout. You can see what you like and what you don't like. And so I also recommend that you talk to other creators. Go onto the Ulisses Discord server, talk to people there, There's a few Facebook groups here and there. Definitely go talk to people there. So wherever people are talking about Torg, wherever people are talking about the Dark Eye, talk to other creators and see what they're doing. Twitter, I know, is a big place for a lot of content creators. Go check that out. So I think that's about it for today. I've kind of just highlighted the Scriptorium Aventuris and the Infiniverse Exchange community content programs for Ulisses Spiel. And so I think I'm going to try to update the web article that we have, make it a little bit more available and accessible, because I think it was just a blog post, but I'll put it on the main part of the website so people can find this. You can start finding content for it. You can start creating content for it. If you create content and you want us to highlight it, give me a shout out on Twitter. My personal Twitter is @Raddu76. That's RADDU76. Or you can @Ulisses int on Twitter, and that's what the Ulisses. So here's the Ulisses Twitter. Definitely go check that out. So it's just Ulisses int. You can. This just made me think of something. So Fading Suns. At the end of the Fading Suns Kickstarter, we announced that there will be a Fading Suns community content program. So definitely, if you're interested in Fading Suns, you want to create content out there. Maybe you created content for old stuff, for previous editions that are just sitting on your hard drive. You can repurpose that, update it to the new rules, and once it goes live, you can be one of the first people to get content out there, which is cool. So please be on the lookout for that. Follow us again. Join us on the on the Discord. You can find the Discord it's bit.ly/Ulisses Discord, and that will throw you in there. So yeah. So I'm Robert Adducci for Ulisses Spiel, and we will be back on we'll be back on Wednesday with some more content. I'm not sure what we'll be going over, but please join us, and we'll see you then.